Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently dealing with a couple of nomadic migrations as well as this nomadic uprising. Now apparently they still have troops for the nomadic uprising, and I have no idea where. It's not these and it's not these. Wow, that's a long ways away. Okay, so that is definitely noted. How do we want to handle that? We could just raise up levies out over here and fight them. That may be the best way to go, actually. Also, our bombards are unstationed right now. That's interesting. We'll try to station them after we get this war completed. So we'll raise all of our troops here, and I guess we'll handle it that way. Okay. So we're walking up over this direction right now, and we'll see if we get here in time to catch this force. If we do, that will likely end this war. And that's not significantly... What is this? We have a decision available to become the Chakravarti, which is apparently the ruler of the entire world. We would consolidate the empires of India. The Empire of India becomes our new primary title, and we would become this. Honestly, we should do this. Wild. I had no idea this was even an option. I was not going for this, but it sounds great. Let's do it. Okay, a new area, a new era. Excellent. The world speaks our name. So we're the de jure liege of all of that stuff. We got the Empire of India, and that, of course, significantly changes things. We are now Karyar, and we're this kind of orangish color. Okay, cool. I like it. And let's look at the de jure empire title. Okay, can work with that. Sure, why not? So we're orange now. Okay, cool. Well, let's proceed forward. It'll take some getting used to be orange, but it's fine. So out over this direction, we need a little bit more. This is now sufficient. So let's go in and fight these guys. We've got a 10-to-1 numbers advantage. So we should hopefully stack wipe them. Hopefully we'll at least end the war. That's the dream here. So we'll see what happens. That doesn't feel like a stack wipe, does it? One of these wars is over, but it's this one. So we're going to enforce that demand. There we go. That is, of course, this war out over here. So next up, we need to go this direction and fight these guys. We've got these guys out over here, and I'm going to leave behind a small force here, something like this. And these guys are going to pursue. Presumably they're going like here? I don't know that for a fact, but they're heading off some direction over there. So we're just going to siege this back. That'll take 7 months. We've got ticking war score on our side, theoretically, assuming that they don't raise up more forces down over here, which they have done, actually. To that end, we have a decision to make. Do we go here and then come back to here? Or do we split our force? Well, we have to finish our movement into this county here. Then I'm going to split our force. We've got plenty of force here to deal with both of these. So that seems fine. We'll just go do that. Magnificent. So now the question is, did I guess correctly on where these guys are going? It looks like I did. No, I don't care about that. I want to select these guys. Fantastic. Yeah, they're continuing to run away over here. So that's noted. We're 93% war score over here, and we should be catching up with these guys fairly soon. I'm guessing these are going, like, out over this way or over this way. For now, this will do, but that's not going to be their final destination. So up over this direction, this looks good. That's likely going to finish that war. So that's fantastic, and they went here. Noted. So that's absolutely fine. Looks like we caught this force up over here. This war is now over. Beautiful. So we'll enforce those demands. Wonderful. And all we need now is to catch this force up over here. So we need a tax collector. That's going to be this guy. Wonderful. And we're just going to make our way right on up over this direction. Maybe we'll arrive up here in time. They're going here? That's an odd place for them to go. I don't think that's a good call for them. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now they're coming back over here. So we're just going to fight them here, and that should end this war. And we're in another war here. This is a domination of the Khanate of Transoxania. Seems ambitious. Okay. This seems very ambitious. Well, we'll get these guys moving down there, and it's going to take them 1 trillion years to get here, but that's fine. So that's going to take 11 months, and we're going to hop up over here, fight this. There we go. This war is now over. We'll enforce those demands. And then we are going to have this force head on over this way as well. So they're going to arrive over here. That'll take them 13 months to get them. So that is understood. We've also got these forces up over here, and we can get them started walking down this direction, but it's going to take them 10 months to get there, and that's understood. So that's absolutely fine. I'm wondering who all we're at war with here. Okay, sure. That's not particularly threatening, is it? So I want to grab these guys, and I want to be heading here instead. So that's 7 months away, and that seems fine. So it's going to take us some time to get down here, and that's absolutely understood. One of these days, we will get out of these wars. One of these days. But it is not this day. Okay, so one thing I want to do is I want to come up over here, and these realms were nomadic, and yeah, there are territories. I want to check up here. This guy didn't rebel. Okay, so that's noted. I want to check over on this side now, where our troops were. I think they were up over here, right? Yeah, we don't have any direct report nomadic vassals over here. Unfortunate. Okay. Well, that's fine for now. We're going to need to feudalize these out over here and grant them out, but I want to wait until after these wars are over. I want to put our troops down. And eventually we'll be able to do that. Eventually, but it is not now. So we're on our way over. We're taking heavy attrition up here. Very heavy attrition. Okay. These guys not doing all that well. We need to get our troops put down. The moment we get them put down is fine. But it's going to take a while to get over here, and that's understood. We can't be everywhere all at once. But we'll get here eventually, and once we do, that will be fine. So we'll be here in 6 months at this moment. A nose for profit, huh? Let's move on. And these guys will be here in 7 months at this moment. So we're closing in, but we're not here yet. We are very much on the way, though. 4 months now. We have a stewardship perk available, and we can take Avaricious, which we will be delighted to do, bringing us up to 552, I was going to say ducats per month, but it's gold per month, even with our forces raised. Not fully raised, but significantly raised. So that's definitely great. We're going to summon the physician here, because of course we have another plague. That's not a shocker. And we failed the early prevention. That's unfortunate. So we'll be arriving here eventually. I'm not getting a preview of when we're going to get there. Okay, now I am. 30 days. So that seems good. There's very little they can do to stop even this partial force. Sure, show this guy in. Serve me well. Fantastic. So I'm going to siege this back. And then I'm just going to walk right up over here. And we'll win this battle easily. And they're going to try to reinforce this, but they can't. There's nothing they can do about this. They lose this, even to only half of our men-at-arms. And this war is over. So we'll enforce those demands, disband our troop, and there we go. We are finally at peace again. Okay, so now we can start to think about what we want to do about some of these administrative tasks that we need to do. First things first, we need to come up over this direction, and we need to feudalize these holdings and grant them out. So that'll be fine. The next question, though, is can we get the kingdom title over here? Last time I checked, she was at war, and she's still at war. Okay, and that's at 0% war score. So we're going to have a bit of a problem here. and that's understood. We'll create a noble of the Tamil culture here, and where else do we need one? We need one up over this direction. We'll feudalize that, and we'll grant that out. And then we'll feudalize this. There we go. Granting that, and feudalizing this. Perfect. And I believe that's this entire area at this point. Okay, where does that put us for our vassal limit? It's not going to be great. 8 direct vassals above our limit. Okay, so 8 isn't that bad. We can start working on some duchies out over here. So we can create this duchy, which we will be delighted to do, and we'll grant that to this guy. 3 vassals go with. So now we're only 5 direct vassals above, and we can definitely get at least some of this done. Okay, I was just checking to see if he was imprisoned. He was not. And at this point, we're going to need to create this duchy out over here. We'll grant that to this fine gentleman. There we go. And that puts us at 3 direct vassals above. So now there's not too much that we can do about this, unless we can do something about these vassals. This guy is imprisoned, but we don't have a reason for this. Now we could just gain dread and spend piety on executing him, but he's got an heir, and that would not be particularly useful for us. So I don't see a reason to do that at this time. What else are we looking for? Well, locations like this out over here would be convenient, but we know that that's a bad situation for us. We can't really do anything with the de jure lines. So that's understood. I want to check all of these nomadic vassals up over here, just to see if any of them happened to get imprisoned when the uprising happened. And no, they did not. So that's good to know. And at this point, our primary goal really needs to be to get this title. For now, though, we can check in. Oh, we can grant vassals to rightful liege. We should do this. That's actually all of our vassal limit. Beautiful. Absolutely wonderful. And yes, we can station a man-at-arms regiment, and we want to do so. That's going to be down over here. So that's going to be these guys. We're going to change station holding, and they're going to go right there. Perfect. Just checking in here to see if these are all maxed out, and actually, we can boost up our armored footmen. That's nice. Okay, other than that, though, that looks all maxed out. So, now what do we want to do? Well, I want to continue to work on investments over here. We're now going to have our pikemen maxed out after this construction, so that looks good. And then this is going to max out our armored footmen, and in fact, Korkai in general. We can continue to work on our workshop up over here. Madurai, we don't have any men-at-arms upgrades to do. No men-at-arms upgrades to do there, there, or there. None to be done here either, but here we can do 2 of them. And I'm going to do this one because it's slightly cheaper. And then over in Mahal, there's nothing that we can afford to do at this moment. Okay, so we can found a holy order. We can deal with a dangerous faction. We've got some nomads over here. Okay, I'm not too concerned about that. It's going to be a while, so we can think about expansion. We can create the Kingdom of Volga, Bulgaria, which is interesting. It's very small. There's only 1 de jure county. What's the point? We don't need the legitimacy or the prestige at this moment, so I think we'll hold off on that. And we'll maybe make that later on. Yeah, I don't think we'll go for that one right now. So what I want to do is I want to expand, and we could clean up some of these territories out over here. Like, say, some of these guys out over here at this moment. I wouldn't mind getting rid of some of that. So we could go over here, declare war. All of this should be de jure ours. So I'm going to go ahead and declare this, and we're going to declare up over here as well. This is ours de jure. This is ours de jure. That I don't want to arrange marriage. I want to seize all de jure lands. Thank you very much. And this is ours de jure. We're expecting everything up here to be ours de jure as well. This is the Mongols up here. So they have a lot of tributaries. I'm going to take their de jure lands. We have these guys that we're going to take all of their de jure lands, and then these guys that we're going to take all of their de jure lands. So we're just cleaning up these little guys out over here. We could go after these as well while we're at it, and I think we will. So that's a lot of wars. The AI might get a little frisky. We'll see. They're going to look at that and they're going to be like, you're pretty weak right now. But we aren't. And so that's fine. So we're going to hop in up over here as soon as our men-at-arms arrive, and that will be wonderful. And we'll start getting these wars cleaned up. We'll need to do them fairly quickly, of course, and that is absolutely understood. So eventually our men-at-arms will arrive up here. That'll be about 10 days before they do. And before this is done, we're very, very likely to be seeing those nomads rebel. That's okay. We'll deal with them. It's not a big deal. Okay, so this war is over. Let's go ahead and enforce those demands. Next up, we're going to be heading up over this direction. I'm just thinking about our pathing here, and I'm thinking we'll head something like this, and then come up this way, and then maybe sweep back up and around like that or something. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. So for now, that seems absolutely fine. We'll just make our way northward, and we'll have no problem taking these. It's just going to take a little bit of time, right? And we need to keep in mind, we've only got, like, what, 21 years left in this game? Or 23 years? I can't remember exactly. I think it's 1451 that the game ends, if I remember correctly. So it's not going to be too much longer. This guy is very likely going to be our final ruler, and that's absolutely fine. I just want to continue to expand the realm and get some of this cleaned up and reconquer some of this area. So that'll be wonderful. Now, I am noticing that this didn't go to us. It went to this kingdom, and that's absolutely fine. It'll be okay. So this war is over. We'll go ahead and enforce those demands. That also went to the kingdom, so that's okay. And we'll just head up right over here. Again, these sieges are incredibly fast, and it's the longest part about this is the travel time, right? Ideally, we would put down and re-raise our troops between the fights, but this is so far away that it's less time to walk from one to the other than it is to re-raise the troops. So that's why we're doing it this way. Ooh, that was an unfortunate raise for them. Okay, so this war is now over. We'll enforce those demands. Fantastic. And we'll head down over here. That one's going to be a little bit of a march for us, for sure. So that's understood. These guys up here are part of these wars, so that's fine. I want to check in on the timing on our nomads. 2 months? Yeah, that makes sense. So the nomads are going to be firing soon. We'll deal with them as we have been, just with levy troops. We'll outnumber them 10-1. It's no big deal. I'm really not concerned about that. We just inherited this nomadic camp. I don't know how that works. I'll be honest. Apparently there's a nomadic camp here that we just inherited. If we look in our titles, we might be able to see it in here. Yeah, it is this nomadic camp. It's allegedly a county title, but it doesn't actually exist. And it doesn't count towards our domain limit. I don't know how we can do anything with it, because it's fake. This is not actually a thing. I think that just means we have a de jure claim on this. Hang on. If we revoked this guy's title, yeah, that wouldn't do it. It's very weird. I don't know exactly how that works. It's some sort of a weird interaction with how things work between nomadic tribes and actually owning the land. I don't understand entirely how that works, but it doesn't appear to be affecting us in a negative way, and for now we'll just keep it because I don't think we can do anything about it. We'll debase the coinage with inexpensive nickel. We had a 99% chance of success on that, so why not? Cool. So this war is over. We'll enforce those demands. And now we're going to head on up over this way. It's going to take us 4 months to get there. By the time we do that, we expect those nomads to have fired, and there they are. So you want freedom? You'll have it in death. So the nomads are going to be out over here. They have 681 troops. Oh. Okay. Well, that's not going to be very difficult. Well, now they have 966, but this is their only location at this moment. So that looks good. We'll raise up a few troops up over here. We'll need a few more than this, for sure. 2,000. Okay, we're getting closer. There we go. This is enough. So in we go, and that should end that rebellion. No problem there. And we'll just make our way on up over this way and wrap up some of these wars. Beautiful. Do we have leadership here? We do. He's an army organizer. It's good enough. Okay, so we're going to win this battle, and that looks like a stack wipe pace. Yep, perfect. So we'll enforce those demands, and that is done. Now I'm going to have these guys move over and start slow sieging somewhere, I think. Maybe somewhere like here. Should be fine. Might as well utilize them since we've got them. And this guy wants to enter an alliance with us? Sure, why not? And you want to challenge us to a board game? No, thank you. We've got plenty of those. We're literally we're playing one right now as we speak. This is a board game. Okay, so we are going to head on in over here. Military assistance. No, we don't need that. Come on in over this way. No, this is fine. Go ahead and take this. Okay. So that all looks good as of right now. We're going to walk in directly to here and take that. We'll see if we have enough time to do that before these guys make their way around. And then we need to head in up here. Get this occupied, head in here, and I think we need to occupy over here as well. So these aren't ending wars as of right now because these are not locations that are single provinces, right? And that's understood. That's going to take 5 months up there, so yeah, we'll have time for this. Beautiful. Okay, so we find ourselves in 4 wars at this moment, and that's all fine. I'm not concerned about any of these wars at this moment. So I want to check up over here. How's this going? 4 months left on that. Looks good. We'll be able to occupy here, putting us at 46%. And this will likely end the war. I think that's everything that they actually control, in theory. And I see them fighting each other up over there. That's pretty great. Okay, yep, this war is indeed over, so let's enforce those demands. There we go. And this war is this up over here. Right. So we need to go hit here first. Okay, and then we've got these guys up over here, and we've got these guys down over here, allegedly. We'll take a look at that in a moment. For now, let's wrap up this siege. There we go. This war is over. We'll enforce those demands, and I'm going to have these guys go and start a slow siege up over here. It's going to take them time to get there, and that is absolutely fine. Sure, you can learn Tamil. That sounds fine. And let's grab cutting cornerstones, I suppose. That'll be okay. So we've got almost 100,000 troops available to us at this moment. That's nice, but it's not like a ridiculous number of troops. Most of our land is pretty crap, you gotta remember. So there's that. Large amounts of our land, not particularly useful at this time. It's just not developed. Like, if we go to these areas, all of these places that we feudalized, every single one of them has nothing. Literally nothing. It has a castle, and that's it. So it's really not very useful land at this moment. It could get there as it were to be developed, but that would take hundreds of years. So we're going to enforce these demands. There we go. And we can just head out over this way. I'm wondering, who all are we at war with here? Not them. Okay, let's head here then. And this should be fine. This is our final war, and there's no problem with it. So that looks good. We do see another dangerous faction. Hey, look, more nomads. I want to check up over here. This guy rebelled, or his county did, but he didn't. So we can't actually revoke this title and feudalize it unless we wanted to revoke the title without reason, which would be destabilizing, at least somewhat. It might be worth it at some point. So we're going to hop up over here, get this all taken care of. We've got this one final set of locations to take on. So we're starting a slow siege up here. That's going to take a maximum of 7 months, which puts an outer bound on this war. Fantastic. This is now done, and we're going to move up here, and that will dramatically increase this speed. They're currently sieging up here, but I don't care. That's fine. They can do that if they like. We're going to have this all done very, very soon, and that looks good. So 16 months over there looks good. I would like them to adopt Tamil, but they didn't. Okay. That's understood. We have a new war, and this is a nomadic camp migration. These are never particularly threatening, but they are generally particularly annoying. So that's understood. What is their goal here? They want to go to Cabtag. Where is Cabtag? Hang on. I can never remember the hotkey for the find title. It's V. It's such a weird hotkey. Now, what was that called? It was tag something. Cabtag, I think? Yes. Oh, really? That's interesting. I don't see their force at this moment, so I'm just going to wait, and we're going to finish this up real quick. I accept your generous gifts. Okay, so we're going to finish this. Eventually we'll arrive there. There we go. War is over. We'll enforce those demands. And now we need to make our way down over to here. That's going to take us 8 months to get there. I don't see... there's the enemy force. Okay, I'm going to raise up some local troops over here. We need about 6K of them. And let's see how long it takes us to get that as they pass through. Oh, that's enough. And we're going to head in towards them. We're going to cut them off here. They are running away now, which is odd because I don't think they should be able to see us here. Well, we'll chase after them. It'll take a while to move around through these mountains. I have no idea where they're going right now, but actually, this pass would be slightly faster. Okay, well, we've got a lot of gold at this moment, and I want to come down here and spend it. So we're going to put this gold into upgrading men-at-arms where possible. Technically, this is a men-at-arms upgrade. It's not actually going to upgrade our men-at-arms, so whatever. But up over this direction, we can put in our workshops, and then down in Mahal, we can definitely continue to work on stables. And that's basically all of our men-at-arms upgrades at this point. So let's max out some of these counties in economics at this moment. So that sounds good. We'll work on all of our economics down over here. I've just not been prioritizing economics because we don't really need it, but we might as well. Okay, so that's, I think, every holding that can build, building. Perfect. So that looks good, and it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to chase down these guys, and we'll see how that goes. We'll catch them eventually. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.